Okay, so I'm here with a tutorial video. I know this has been asked a while ago, and I was meaning to put it out like a week ago. In fact, I was meaning to do a whole tutorial of this game in general, but I was rather busy. But for starters, people who are learning this game can get to this part in the game, Night Script. This is a really old file, so please ignore the massive amount of jumpies I have. And then no Miracle Speed Potions. But basically, this area here is a lot harder for newcomers, just because of how angle reliant it is. But this is the darkness, and this is going to be a tutorial for it. So if you've ever done the route, you grab the Miracle Speed Potions. This is Darkness 1, by the way. Darkness 2 is a little something different that I'll explain. Once he stops talking over me, okay. So we got our Miracle Speed Potions, and once you run over here and get to this spot right here, this guy will no longer attack you. Like, he'll take all his time to run over here, but as soon as he gets here, he freezes. So, there you go, he froze. You have all the time in the world, by the way, to set this up. If you need to, just sort of lightly walk off, and you'll always ledge grab. And if you push yourself up, you're in a prime position. So for this first ledge fly, what I look for is my left ear is lined up with these two different colored polygons. One's the wall and one's the part that's sticking out. You don't have to do this, as long as you're not looking this way, where your right ear is almost lined up with the edge of this right pillar. Main reason why is this right pillar over here has a huge hitbox that sticks out, and so I kind of just want to avoid it. So for ledge flying, all you have to do is you press circle to attack, to get out, and then as soon as you press circle, during this white flash right there, you hold back and press X. So hold back, press X, and you should ledge fly. If you grab the ledge before, well, I was explaining, so I wasn't actually doing the trick. If you had grabbed the ledge before, like you walked off, then or soft walked in the ledge. Oh my god, I can't speak. If you soft walked off the ledge and grabbed stuff, then you've basically put yourself in a position where you'll never have a low angle ledge fly. Low angles and high angles come from distance from the ledge, I believe. Don't quote me on that because I haven't experimented fully. But I'm going to skip these Miracle Speed Potions because I don't need them for now. This is just for the sake of a tutorial. Anyway, so you get over here. You line yourself up. Yeah, see, I was in a weird spot, so now I'm just going to climb up and get a perfect angle. Now when you're doing this ledge fly, you want to hold towards the ledge. So I'm going to hold towards the ledge and jump. And that way, whatever happens, as soon as you come out of the cloak, you'll be able to jump. See the little ledge here? And you'll jump and grab. So, little tip there, you want to jump and grab. You can also skip the ledge grab if you jump correctly, but I advise against it, just because it's very easy to jump into the water. For this one, you want to angle your character in a way where what I look for is the top part of his head is touching this line. If you try in any other angle like this, you're not going to clip the bottom of the gold pile. And if you're going like this, I can't even get this angle. They have a camera angle where it's almost... Oh my god, I can't even guess this now. Well, if it's anywhere to the more left, it's not going to work because you're not going to clip through the wall. So what you want to do is you want to kind of line yourself up where your head is, the top of your head is almost like hitting the seam. Like anywhere around here is fine. But again, ledge fly. Oops. For this one specifically, all you'd have to do is land. And as soon as you land, you've clipped out of bounds. And this camera tries to flip here as well, so you kind of have to watch that out. Like right there. But here comes the darkness. Now I can't, unfortunately I cannot show you this. I will point it out on Act 3 because someone explained, or someone found out that you can do the darkness with vision. But we're trying to get to that stuff over there. If you look up there, you can see like a black box. I believe that is the switch we're aiming for. But all this stuff is surrounded by a bunch of lava. Not really lava, but death zones. Anyways, so the trick is you walk over here. So you come on over, you clip out of bounds, and you run over here. And from here, you can either jump or not jump. It doesn't matter. But if you don't jump, there's a chance where you will fall into the water. So yeah, I usually try and jump, if anything. But as soon as you fall, you're going to hold up and press your map immediately. Reason being is sometimes you'll hold up and your character will look like this. If that is the case, you hold down and then push in the right joystick to reset your camera so that you're looking forward. Alright, so now that you have your camera like this, I'm going to put some very clever text on the screen because this is going to be very hard to explain. So let me quickly make this. Let me choose my color. Okay. So here we go. We got our red X. Let me move this over to this side of the screen. So you're going to start here every single time. You're going to then hold left and a little slightly up. The reason why you hold a little slightly up is if you hold directly left, your character is going to go downwards. Like if you can, oh, the other X is blocking. But your character is now pointing downwards, and this means he's going to go to the set plane. So if you hold left and slightly to the up, you're almost parallel with it. Your next point is you're going to run to this spot. You want to run anywhere between the R and the E, primarily right beneath the R. That's the setup I use. So I'm going to leave the red X there so you can check. We're just going to keep running. And eventually, oh no, I gotta hold a little higher up. Oops. Alright, so I'm coming up to this R and E. Alright, so I'm at the R and E, I'm right below it. Now I'm gonna hold directly down. And what this does is your character is now moving towards this spot. This is the next spot where you want to go because this is where the switch is. And you can readjust it a little bit. It's not like directly down, but you get my points. I hold down all the way until I get to this spot because there's an audio cue in my ears for the water sounds. And I'll point it up as soon as I get there. So I'm going to hold directly down. And I'm going to keep going until I hear footsteps in water. Oh, that's awkward. Let me try that. Let me walk back over here. Okay, there we go. There we go. I found the angle. So I'm gonna keep going until you get to like this point. At this point, your character, if you listen very closely, I don't know if you can hear it, but I have water sounds in my ears, as well as this use trigger. So if you want like a where it is, this is approximately where you're using the button. Alright. Let me add a second X here. Let's make this one orange. Don't make it orange. Okay, so you basically from the RE, you hold down until you get to this point. At this point, you'll hear water, and then you'll just hold straight up, and you'll find the switch. Once you find the switch, you're going to press it. Now what this does is it now turns your character to face the switch every single time. As soon as you use the switch, your character will turn. Your next goal is to make it to this spot right here, where the tip of this water comes. This little tip here is actually where the elevator is, and that's the entrance for it. Before we get there, there is... I cannot move this red X. There is a bunch of enemies right here. There's 2 sludgies. If you want to, you kill them. In fact, I highly recommend you kill them. And the fastest way to kill them right now is by equipping your Nova motes and just killing them. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold down. And eventually you're going to stop. There's going to be a point where you can't move anymore. You're going to swing and just start comboing. Just keep the rhythm for the combo going, and you're going to kill both of them. Alright? It's that simple. Now, once you've killed both of them, you hold upwards and hit your map. The reason being is after you attack something, your camera reorients itself. So now my upward is to my right. If I wanted to take the time, I could, but I don't have to, like, recenter my camera to the better angles. But now I have to think that my camera is turned 90 degrees to the right. So instead of holding up here, or instead of holding down, I now have to hold right to go down. Again, it's just, you just gotta get used to it. Your camera will flip-flop every single time you kill these 2 sludgies. But the reason why you have to kill them is there's a barrier that's blocking you, and yeah. So I'm gonna hold right, and just to check, there we go. And I'm gonna make my way to this tip. At this point I'm going to jump, and then I'm pressing the map button right now if you can't hear it. And I can't use anything. If this happens to you and the map button doesn't work, that means you've hit the elevator and you're good. Now at this point, you're going to want, so you start out here, alright? You're going to want to run here first, to this red X, and at this red X there's going to be 2 piles. These 2 piles are blocking you, so you're going to have to sword swing them, and then finally you're going to run from these 2 piles to right here. Right here is roughly around where the ladder is. In fact, I'll bring it up as soon as this happens. But right now I'm trying to get my camera angle situated, so I'm pressing pause multiple times. Alright, so I found my camera angle here. I forgot that it was rotated. But I'm going to keep going, and every now and then I'm going to swing my sword. And I get to this point, and if nothing happens, that's fine. If you make it past it, that means you broke them. Sometimes these little piles will drop money, so you don't have to repause or anything, and it means you broke them. If your sword clanks, that means you've gone too high or too low, and you have to readjust. But right now I'm going to keep this angle, and then sort of fish around for... oh shoot. Fish around for against this wall for the ladder. It's a little higher. Sometimes it takes longer than others. Usually I get it rather quickly. Alright, there we go. As soon as this message appears, you're going to hold up. Alright? No matter where you are, if you're on this ladder, you hold up. Up is the direction you climb, and you'll make it to the end. And once that happens, just press your right joystick to quickly recenter your camera, pop a Mirka speed potion, and start running off to the end of Act 1, and you've completed the Darkness 1. Give me a moment, I'm going to swap to Darkness 3, but unfortunately my save files don't have Darkness 3, so I'm going to have to go from start of Act 3, so give me a moment. Alright, we're in Act 3 now. I just did a clip out of bounds, so I'm back here. First things first, we're all the way down here, alright. So I'm going to come over here and jump off like normal. And I'm going to go up a little bit so I'm above the treasure so I can show this off. But if I press R1 and R2, or R1 L1, I regain the vision. The reason why I lost vision in the first place is I'm teleported way up in the skybox. So yeah, that's why you lose vision. Anyways, back to the trick. Now, since I have vision here, this is going to be a bit easier, but it's still going to be just as like hard. Reason being is your camera doesn't recenter when you lose vision. But yeah. So now I'm at the RE. I'm gonna go directly south. I'm gonna use this. I should fall eventually. Yeah, here we go. So I'm falling. And as you can see, right below me, there's this bit of land that is loaded. Alright. And here we go. This is where you would fall. I'm gonna swap back to Tor because I need Tor. But you'd fall here, and you'd hear the footsteps. You'd hear this mostly. Alright. You hit the switch. All a switch does is it opens that gate right here. And as before, these piles are blocking you, and if you break these piles, 2 slushies appear. You can ignore them now that you know where to go. And just continue going. Now, the elevator is going to appear off to the right here, or left here. And yeah, it's just straightforward from there once you have regained vision. So yeah, it's a small little trick you can do. It requires some practice. I'm not familiar with it yet. It is fairly recent, and I need to go shout this person out. Let me go pull up. Monsters 860. First of all, I was messing around. Apparently, if you switch to Barrier in Darkness 2, then you can regain the power of sight. And yeah. So shout out to Monster 860 for pointing this out to me. It only works in Act 3 because you don't have a reversion in Act 1. But if you really are, I wouldn't say bad, but are uncomfortable doing the darkness a second time, like if you struggle with it, you can go for ahead and use this method. But yeah.